Good we go. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us this evening in Sri Lanka and morning your time. Australia win the series against Sri Lanka 2-0 with one game still to play in KANE in a couple of days' time. KANE Richardson, career best bowling figures today, I understand, has joined us to have a chat with you guys about tonight's match. So if you have a question for KANE, please raise your hand and we'll get underway. Mal.
KANE, well bowled. How nervous were you waiting to go out and bat there at the end?
Recording in progress.
No, to be honest, I wasn't. We've been in situations, this team's been in situations, obviously at the World Cup, and whilst I wasn't part of it, I think as a group everyone's so calm in that situation, and we needed 3 and over for 10 overs, so most of the time you get the job done. So I was actually keen to have a hit, get a little not out, but I'm glad the boys got the job done and we wrap up the series now and take the pressure off for the last game.
How do you feel coming out of the game? Because you've had another fantastic bowling performance individually and collectively, and yet the batting was pretty wobbly tonight after a strong performance the day before. What can we read into that?
I think it's just a product over here of kind of the atmosphere, and you feel like you're well behind the game without knowing the scoreboard, just from the atmosphere of the ground and the opposition there. It felt like we were 3 for 15, but we were 3 for 60 after 6. It's the same with the ball when you feel like you're going around the park and then you look up and they're going at 7 and over. So it's frantic cricket at the moment. I think the last 2 games have been really really random and frantic. So I think we've managed to stay calm, and tonight probably didn't look that way with the bat, but I think Wadey and Jai summed it up really well, and just get the job done. But yeah, I think it's just a product of this environment at the moment, and the opposition are really up and about to try and win.
Thank you.
Mel.
Thanks, Cole. Hey, KANE. Just wondering just how you would sum up that bowling performance as a collective, because it seemed like everything was going right. The spinners were getting turned. The wickets were falling at quite a regular rate.
Yeah, I think again, like I just said, it's just reminding yourself to stay calm, because it feels like we're well behind the game. We're in actual fact we're doing really well. So it may look that way from where you're watching, but out there it feels like we're chasing the game a lot of the time. But I think, the way Josh Hazlewood's kind of setting up the innings at the moment, I think he bowled a maiden first over, he had 2 overs for 5. They're just behind the game so quickly with a guy who's in such red hot form like he is. So I think for me tonight, on the back of those guys bowling to the tail at the end on a slow wicket, is just, that's what you want as a bowler in T20. So I think it's a group that knows what they need to do, and I think we summed up the conditions really well. But it obviously showed as well that it wasn't easy to bat on tonight. The way they bowled was outstanding as well. So just a scrappy contest. But yeah, I think as a bowling group we're gelling together really well.
Was there discussion about the fact of opening with Glenn Maxwell? Was there anything in that in maybe tempting them to go hard at first, or was that more to do with the conditions and I guess without Mitch there as well?
Is that with the ball, sorry?
Yes, with the ball.
Yeah, I think because we're only playing 4 specialist bowlers, trying to, we've got to get 4 out of Maxwell, Marsh, Stoinis. So I think trying to get one out of the way early, and as it showed, he's more than effective. So anytime he can pinch a wicket and go for 5, I think he went for 6s off 3. So that's perfect. That's what those all-rounders, that's what is expected of them. Mitch bowled 1 over for 7. So I think collectively they went for 26 off 4 and took 2 wickets. So that's gold from your 5th bowling option. So yeah, it's just a way of pinching an over, but Maxi's definitely better than that. So it's just another string to the team's bow to have someone like that who can do that job.
And just quickly, if I might, just on yourself obviously getting those best figures tonight, but how difficult is it at the moment with as far as the competition with the 3 quicks? Obviously, Aaron's decided that that's the balance of the side that you're going with, but just as far as Josh Hazlewood has sort of come in the past year, and putting that extra pressure on, I guess, you as a more established T20 bowler for Australia?
Yeah, it's no biggie. Like, I'm just happy. I've said it a few times back in Australia, but just to be around this group that won the World Cup. I didn't play, but I feel like it was a group that has built together since kind of 2019. So whoever gets the opportunity to take the field, it's a privilege, but you're representing, the 15 or the 18 or however many are in this group at the moment or have been a part of this kind of process. So we're building towards another World Cup in the short term, and whoever gets the opportunity will be the lucky ones. But I think it's a squad mentality, and we were lucky at the World Cup that we didn't have injuries, but that can happen. So it's about being that next cab off the rank, and Jai showed as well that he's more than ready to go. So it's a really good problem for Australia.
Ollie.
Thanks.
Kane, you took 3 wickets in the last over there. How pleasing was it to finish off and bowl that well at the desk?
Oh, it's better than going for 15 and getting none for. But I think, like I said, it's a different game when you're bowling to 7, 8, 9, 10 on a worn wicket with an old ball. And I think the way I bowl with my slow ball, it can be really effective for guys who are coming out fresh. So it was obviously nice to do better than get hit for 10 or 15, but I don't really read too much into that, to be honest. It's more the sequencing of the over, trying to bowl what I want to, and even trying to bowl the 6th over just as well, and the 9th, and whenever I'm throwing the ball. So tonight was just a gift from those other boys who set the innings up so well.
Last one here, folks. Fidel.
Kane, you and Jai obviously had a little bit of success bowling into the pitch and using kind of some pace. Can you talk us a little bit through that? How early in the piece did you realise that was kind of one of the ways to go on this set? I
think just knowing that it was a back-to-back game on the same wicket, that's naturally the play and the most effective ball. But even, I think we summed up from yesterday and from playing Sri Lanka previously in Australia that they can hurt you when you're really full. So just trying to be kind of the top of the stump height with our pace on and getting bounce, or if we're pace off that same length, so they have to play a really good shot. And to be honest, when they've hit boundaries this series, it's been off good balls. And I think Lanka, the way he's picking him up over mid-wicket, it looks amazing, and he's batting really well. But we're happy with that. If he hits that for 6, so be it. So the coaching staff have been really good. Having Andrew McDonald out today, out of COVID, having him around just to sum up again and reinforce what we're doing. But I think that's a strength of me and Jai, especially having that slow ball that we have. But even the way Josh bowls, like he could bowl 24 balls like a test match, and like he did tonight, and he went for 15. So I think, again, talking about the gelling of the bowling group, but just being really adaptable to the conditions, and if there's grounds and wickets like that help us, then great. But if we need to do something different, say for example next game at Kandy, we need to be ready to adapt and ready to execute. So that's the beauty of T20 cricket.
Thanks, Fidel, and thanks to Kane Richardson for joining us tonight, guys. I'll be back with Michael Divinodo in about 5 minutes. I'm just going to relocate from this room. So jump back on this same link, guys, and I'll see you shortly. Thank you.
Let's go.
Do you mind?